This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through your 2020 Salem Hemisphere. Okay, the model is 26BH HL. Alrighty, so I'm on the door side of the trailer walking towards the rear. Okay, so you can see at the back you got a fold down rack to put bicycles and strap things to, whatever you want to use it for. You have crank down scissor type stabilizers. They work with a 3/4 inch crank or a 3/4 inch socket on a drill is what most people use these days. Okay, and we're moving forward. This is a black tank flush. I'll go into detail when I get on the other side, but in case you don't know, after you flush your black tank, or after you dump your black tank, you'll hook your hose up here, open the valve like it says right on the sticker here, open the valve for the black tank and then turn on the water, and it'll spray the inside of your black tank better, cleaning it out and getting the sensors nice and clean. So it's a good thing to use. Alright, this is your water heater, the outside of your water heater. Alright, this particular one works on both gas and electric, either or both. I just need to show you, even though there are switches inside, this one you have to remember that there's a switch right here on the lower left hand corner of the water heater, and what that does, that powers the electric element that is next to, or that is under this cover here. All right, so that's for electricity, just to complete the circuit. Okay, also this is the drain plug here. It takes an 1" 16" socket to remove it. You get a 6-pointer. And okay, basically, like I said, the switches are inside. You always want to remember that you never want to run this without making sure there's water in there. This one has been water tested, so you can see there's a little bit of, there is water in there. But always make sure before you run it that there is water in the tank. If you happen to drain it when you're not using it, always make sure to top it off before you turn it on. TV mount, power and antenna out. Outside speakers. This is a vent for your range hood. You have a range hood fan, so you can pull this off so it flaps freely like so. You want to do that when you're venting, but otherwise you just want to keep it shut. Okay, you never want to have it open unless you're venting. Outside speakers, you've got a basin here. You've got your cooktop, induction cooktop, and there's a pan, at least a pan. There's cooking utensils anyway inside. I think it's a pan, but we can open the box and look when we get inside. I'm not sure what comes with it, is what I'm trying to say. This is a 110 AC refrigerator here. As soon as you plug in the trailer, it turns on. Alrighty, your steps fold into the trailer. If you're on uneven terrain and you need to adjust the legs, you can pull these pins out here. There's one on each side, and then you can adjust the length of the legs. All right, that's just a tie-off for your dog or your horse, or whatever you happen to have. This is just if you want to hook up a solar panel to charge your battery. This is where you would hook it up. It's option, obviously. It just powers the. It'll just charge the battery. That's all. It won't power the trailer or anything like that. All right. You have. All right. What do we got here? This is a sprayer that plugs in. I'll show you where that plugs in a few minutes. You have your hitch here, which is a Husky center line. It's a weight distribution hitch with a built-in sway control, so it's a good one, and we'll show you how that works when you pick up your trailer. Also, you can always refer back to their website if you need to refresh your memory. Just follow their links to their hookup video. This is your crank for your stabilizers here. And that's a dump hose, obviously. Now, there should be another little crank with this, which I don't see, but I'm going to make sure you get it. There's a crank that you can use for your to screw onto this power tongue jack in case it fails. You can always get yourself hooked and unhooked, but I'll make sure that's in there for you. Deep cycle marine battery, 2 LP tanks, power tongue jack, as I stated. Okay. As I mentioned to you, it's about 110 degrees. I'm getting slap happy here. Okay, here we go. So here we are at the dump valves. Let me peek around the corner here and see what else we've got here. Okay, so before we do that, I'm just going to lower this down because we're going to have to. No, I guess I could show you without doing that. Anyway, let's do it while I'm back here. This is the. There's two hookups here. The city water hookup, which is the most common, right there. You'll just hook your hose on there and pressurize the trailer and you're ready to go. And then next to it is your fresh water. So you'd hook the hose on there to fill your fresh water tank. So if you go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank and then just use the onboard pump to pump the water. And that behind it there, that's just an outside shower. For kids, dogs, feet, whatever you happen to have to hose down. Dirt bikes, bicycles, whatever. Okay, so you've got two gray tanks on this and a black tank. So I'm going to close this. That's your black valve, gray and gray. So, one of these gray tanks is for your kitchen sink, sometimes referred to as a galley tank, but it's still a gray tank. So, and then of course the black one here is for your toilet water and waste. So you've got sink water, the other one is sink and shower water, and then the black one is toilet water and waste. So your black tank is what you'll dump first, because it's dirtier water than the gray water. So you're going to put your hose on here, excuse me, and put it in the dump station. Then you're going to dump the black valve, or pull the black valve and dump the black tank, okay? Then after that's done, you'll dump the grays. It's just cleaner water than the black water, obviously. So then if you leave, I told you on the other side how they had the black tank flush, if you recall. So you'll leave the black tank valve open, and then you go around the other side and hook your hose up at the dump station on there and turn it on. It'll spray the inside of your black tank out. So you'll even, you'll clean it out even better. And not only that, it'll clean the sensors off so you get a good accurate reading on the monitor panel. It doesn't get all clogged up and gunked up. All right, okay. This is your power cord, just a 30 amp cord, 30 feet long, okay. That housing up there, what that's telling us is this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you ever want to get one, we sell them here, but you can buy them elsewhere. Just make sure you get the Furion camera that fits into that housing, okay? That's the most important thing. It's very simple to hook them up, but you got to have the proper camera, okay? Also, while we're looking up, you have to go up on your roof or send somebody on your roof at least 3 times a season. Figure once in the fall, once in the spring, and once in the middle of the summer. You go up there, you look around at all the sealant down the roof. Make sure there's no cracking or separation starting. Some year, sometime you'll see some. So then you'll get it touched up, but you got to inspect it. It's very, very important to inspect your roof. Okay, so this is just campground cable through and satellite in. All right. Okay, so let's walk over here to, let me put your door back on here so we don't actually forget it or something or whatever. So I'll put the water heater door back. Hold on, I'm gonna have to move the camera here so I can do this here in 2 hands. Okay, there we go. Okay, so into the trailer. Okay, and here's my co-star and sidekick, Amanda. Okay, so this is, let me get some more light here. Oh, there's a switch right here. Let's see where the switch is. There we go. Okay, so this is your monitor panel. Your awning switch is right here. You're just going to roll the awning out till it goes out 8 feet, and then you'll see the awning tube. When you see the awning tube, you know you're out all the way. Never leave the awning out unattended, because if you do, it can get damaged in just an instant if the wind whips up. So make sure if you're not at the campsite, you roll it in. Your slide room operator's right here, in and out. Okay, your water heater to light it on gas is right here. I showed you the electric switch in the lower left-hand corner. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on. The water pump you would use is right here to pump your own water out of the fresh water tank. Lights, of course, and then you have your levels. Battery is charged, but always make sure you check it when you're not plugged in. Fresh water is full, but we're water testing it now, so black is empty. As it fills, it'll graduate up in 1/3 increments, of course. One gray tank, and then the galley gray tank is empty. So that's how you check your levels. Okay, let me go this way. Okay, so your range, you spark it to light it. Basically, you're just going to turn it to the flame right there, and you're going to spark it like so. That's it. You turn this clockwise to spark it. The oven is a little different. You have down below here, all the way to the back, you're going to have a pilot light back there that you'll be able to see light. So you'll go to the oven knob and you go to the pilot light and you depress it and hold it. Then you're going to spark this by turning it clockwise until you see the flame light on the pilot light down there. Once you see that, you're still holding this in, of course, still depressed, and you'll go for another 10 or 15 seconds holding it in to heat it up. You go to whatever operating temperature you want, and it'll cycle on and off, but keep in mind when you shut it off, the flame goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. And you always want to travel with this top closed because it'll tend to break if you don't. These are the light, the fan. Remember I told you about venting to the outside in the baffle. Microwave works like any other microwave. This item down here is a carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like that. If it's not, you need to get it taken care of. I got to get to her. I just cleaned up in here, or she just cleaned up in here, and I'm tracking gunk here. So let me clean that before she gets back in here. I'll be in the doghouse. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the next device is your power converter, which is right down here below the refrigerator. The power converter basically converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you can see on this side you've got AC power. You got regular household type circuit breakers. You have these, they're all labeled, right? And then power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. And you have fuses, 12 volt fuses that are labeled. If any of these fuses were to blow, they'll light up so you can see it through the plastic here. Also, this is a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in to shore power, it's going to keep your battery charged up front. So you'll always be charged up, ready to go. Of course, your tow vehicle will charge it also when you're pulling it, so you'll be in good shape. Your refrigerator just works on a 12 volt DC. It has a 12 volt compressor in it, and so it'll run off the battery. It'll charge when you're pulling it down the road, and when you're plugged in, the power converter will keep it running. So it's they use these now in a lot of trailers instead of the gas absorption type, because you can't run it off of gas, but the trade-out is it's so much deeper. The gas absorbents are like a third of the depth of it is taken up by the cooling unit. In this you don't need it, so you just have a bigger refrigerator, because the outside diameters, the height and width are the same, but the depth is much greater, like a third greater. So it's a good trade-off. And always shut that just so your doors don't get dented when you're going down the road. Just a pantry. I would say, let's see, I'm trying to take a picture where the water, yeah, your water pump. To access the water pump is you take these 4 screws out and then slide this cover up. There are bypass valves on the back of the water heater. You always have to bypass the water heater before you put antifreeze into the system when you're winterizing, because you don't want to get antifreeze into the water heater tank, because it'll leave a foul taste and a very bad smell that will not go away. So you always bypass that. Okay, so sink and shower work pretty much like any other sink and shower. Remember, you've got a vent here that you want to use with the shower, just so you can pull the humidity out generated by the shower, just so you don't get mold or mildew started. This GFCI here, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. So even if you're using a coffee pot outside and it pops, for example, you'll reset it here. The thing to know about this toilet, it's actually ceramic, which is good. It's not a cheap plastic one that you get seasick from sitting on. Okay, so the thing to remember is that you have to have chemical and some water in this to use it. So if you look down here, this is your black tank down here, straight down. Okay. If it's empty, when you first get to the campground, it's going to be empty. So what you'll do is you come in here after hooking up your water and your power. You'll put your chemical right in here. All right. Then you're going to stand on the pedal like here, and water will come whooshing out and swirling around, and it'll go right into the tank. So you'll put about a gallon or two of water in the tank. There's no way to tell that from a monitor panel. You just use common sense. You know, oh, that's about a gallon of water, so that's close enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. The bottom line is you got to have water in it and some chemical to get started. So you always got to do that. Okay. All right. Of course, you got bunks. Your table, you can pull the poles out, and you can set the table down on the edge of the horse or the U dinette, and fill in the space with the cushions. And you got a bed there. Then let's see what kind we've got here. Oh, this is a good one. It's a trifold, so you'll pull the cushions off, right? And then you'll grab it down here, and you're going to pull it out. Pull the legs down, of course, then fold the back panel down, and you've got a nice trifold foam bed. So it's a decent bed. Let's put it that way. It's not like the old kind that used to, you know, you'd have a bar and springs in your back when you used it. It's not so bad. All right. So this is your fireplace. It runs on 110 AC, so you can use it as a space heater, so you don't have to use your propane all the time. You can set the look of the flame. You can set the fan speed, low, high, and off. You can set the timer. It's very versatile, and it's a good heater. You also can, on your radio here, you can, it's obviously an AM/FM radio, but you also can stream off the USB drives here. So you just take a little thumb drive with you with all your favorite albums on, and you're all set. You can hook up wirelessly with Bluetooth, so you can stream from your phone or tablet. Plays discs, CDs, and DVDs here, and of course it goes through to your TV set. Alrighty, let me look back here. The thing, you can see how the green light there, there's a little button next to it. That's the signal booster for your digital antenna. So you could shut that off if you wanted, but you just want to leave it on, because you got to have that on to get a decent picture over the airwaves with your antenna. So it should always be green like that, okay? Your thermostat is very simple. You just push the mode button once to light it up. See, we're on cool, high, auto. Always try to use auto when you're using the air conditioner, whether it's low auto or high auto. But you go to heat, off, fan, which is the air conditioner running without the compressor, back to where we were, high auto. So there's a lag time with this, right? So anytime you select something, it's going to take a good 5 seconds, maybe a little bit more before the device kicks on, the appliance kicks on, okay? So just be patient with it. It does the same thing, turn it off. You got a TV backer here in the bedroom here, and hookups, so you can hang a TV there. The emergency escape, I'll just show you how it works here real quick. It's pretty self-evident, but you just push it through, and you would push it all the way through. Then you would grab a hold of this tab here, pull the screen out, and out you go. If you have to escape, that's the way to get out. You have a sliding door here, a nice sized closet for a RV bedroom. It's very impressive, actually. The storage, you have some storage underneath the bed here, like a foot locker. All right, so I think we're getting it here. Let me look around and see if I forgot anything. I think I've gone over all of it. Yes. So, oh yeah, so the antenna does not go up and down anymore, it just rotates. So make sure that you just spin it to fine-tune in your TV signal, okay? Okay, well, thanks for purchasing your trailer at National RV Detroit. You can use this video for reference. You can talk to us and call us. You can look online at manufacturers' videos to get information, whatever you need to do. So you can go ahead and do that. And I just want to remind you again, always inspect your roof 3 times a season at least. You've got to do it. It's very important. And always bypass your water heater before you winterize. Okay, thank you very much.